Hey guys, what's up? I'm Rob Adans for Adorama, and today we're talking about a brand new camera sequel from Panasonic. Make that two brand new sequel cameras from Panasonic. What the heck is going on here? On the heels of Panasonic's recent release of the Lumix S1II comes one mirrorless hybrid camera that we've been expecting, and one that we really weren't. The one we were expecting, of course, is the Lumix S1 Mark II, and the unexpected one is the all-new Lumix S1 Mark IIe. What exactly is the difference between these two cameras? Well, to answer that, we first have to talk about what's the same about these two cameras, and then we can go from there. Here are the similarities. Both the S1II and the S1IIE have the exact same body, vlog recording, raw internal video recording, proxy recording, an all-new Cine-like A2 color profile, 32-bit float audio recording with an external hot shoe adapter, HEIF capture, both SD and CF express card slots, Lumix Lab app control, and Bluetooth timecode sync, which I think is a feature that most cameras don't have, but really should. So what are the differences then? Let's start with the S1 Mark II. It has an all-new 24-megapixel partially stacked BSI CMOS sensor that's capable of 6K open-gate RAW recording at up to 30 frames per second. It can also record 5.1K and 4.8K 10-bit 60p footage in 420 color. Panasonic says this sensor can process readout 3.5 times faster than comparable sensors on the market. You've got ProRes RAW and RAW HQ recording up to 5.8K 30p as well as 4K 120 frames per second 420 and a plethora of other codecs in full frame, pixel-to-pixel, and APS-C wrappers. Plus, you've got ProRes, .mov, and MP4 recording. It's all mixed up in there, including 4:3 anamorphic and a new CS 4K CinemaScope format that basically crops the open-gate image into various widescreen ratios. There's also an all-new baked-in color profile called Cine-like A2 that offers rich color and high dynamic range. Vlog will get you 14 stops of DR in the S1 Mark II, as well as dual native ISO at 640 and a reset at 5000 ISO. As with all of the Lumix series cameras that have been released recently, you've got a hybrid phase detect AI autofocus with eye, face, and subject tracking. There's also the introduction of what they call urban sports AF recognition, which tracks human bodies only for a high volume movement such as skateboarding, acrobatics, and breakdancing. The Lumix S1 Mark II has 8 stops of built-in image stabilization plus cropless mode IS on wide-angle lenses, like its brother the S1R2. There's also EIS high mode for even better image stabilization when shooting in anamorphic mode. As for video monitoring tools, there are a ton built in: focus peaking, waveform monitor, vector scope, front and rear tally lamps, anamorphic D-squeeze, and like I mentioned before, Bluetooth timecode sync, which when running multiple cameras is an absolute lifesaver. You can also record video proxy files for a faster editing workflow, and if that weren't enough, you've got direct-to-frame.io collaboration sync for faster review of your footage. The LCD on the back itself has tilt and free angle rotation for easy positioning, and the outer housing is dust, splash, and freeze-proof for you crazy people who like to climb mountains and explore tough-to-reach places. You know what I really love is this Varicam-style graphical user interface, which when using an external control monitor, it just makes it so you don't have to have all of your camera data on the screen of which you're previewing for your image. The S1 Mark II is also smaller than both the original Lumix S1 and the Lumix S5 Mark II X. This camera is no slouch on the photo side either. It boasts 10 frames per second blackout-free burst on the mechanical shutter and 70 frames per second burst on the electronic shutter in both AFS and AFC modes. There's 1.5 second pre-burst capture and Godox flash validation for use with Godox brand strobes and flashes, plus compatibility with Capture One software for tethering. You've got dual card slots, one CF Express and one SD, and the ability to move assets between the cards and external drives, SSDs, which you can also use for recording via the USB port on the side of the camera. Finally, there's the Lumix Flow app, which allows for remote control, mirroring your video output and scopes to a second display, and it'll give you access to a library of useful LUTs from more than 40 other Lumix creators. That is a lot of features in such a compact package. Now let's talk about the little brother, the Lumix S1 Mark IIe. This is a trimmed down version of the S1 Mark II, but it still packs a punch and great video features. It too has an open gate 6K sensor capable of RAW recording up to 6K 30 and a bunch of options for recording in CinemaScope widescreen in 6K and 4K 10-bit up to 60 frames per second. Very cool. There's full frame and APS-C recording and tons of ratio and frame rate options to suit your needs. On the photo side, it's got 10 frame per second blackout-free burst shooting as well on the mechanical shutter and up to 30 frames per second AFS and AFC mode electronic shutter modes. And like its big brother, the E model also has a 1.5 second pre-burst, capture, and Godox validation. Now, while filming with these cameras, I also had the chance to use the brand new Lumix S 24-60 f2.8 lens, and I mean, the quality just speaks for itself when paired with all of these amazing video codecs and recording formats. Let me know what you think about this new cameras from Panasonic, and drop a comment and a like, and always come right back here to Adorama TV for all of the latest gear, photography, and cinematography news and training. For Adorama, I'm Rob Adams. Until next time.